Nagabenta ki khubor baman kasni pet but subscribe ya u Antor News. Blay phi baro kini kilong ki khubor bam takasni. U MLA ka nongtrei u bedairu President ka Voice of the People Party VPP Bab Ardent melabasayoman ulawanra agasi ba ar ka jingekran bam jukun short duration discussion. Hapo ka Rule 50 ha ka dorbar thawan halor ka jing e pisa ba jing penyat kam hapo ki Autonomous District Council ADC ha ka jila Meghalaya. Habagran hayung dorbar uba Ardent ula keno baki ADC ki dikitanat sensyar pajba ki belatip kum ki constitutional bodies hapo ka 6 schedule. Badai ki bor ki bela ai bor da ka riti sensyar India ban penyat ka sensyar pajba ula keliru balai ke Sorkar jela ka badangsyan kala ong bakam dan jengkit Kylli Ban Siew ya ki Tulop ki nongtrei ADC minta pat kala penbena ban kitno ya kata ka jengkit Kylli. UMLA ula ong bakani ka jing penbena kala pelong jengkendit ya ki pajba bala penmi ru ka jing artatien halor ka thong shisha jong ka Sorkar. Ha kawai kaliang ka Sorkar ka shimsngi ban pelaj ya ka bha ka jna jong ki ADC hinrei ka wei pat menta kala penbena ban siulut ya ki Tulop. Kani ka pau kum ka jinglong babakla jingmut bar ka jingpen khen hok ula ong. Uba Ardent ula kentat ru ya ka rukam penyat kam jong ka Sorkar halor ki MDC na ki constituency urban ki bala syak kentat ki scheme badai hok ban net ki ADC. Henrei lalet ban penyat di ki municipal board ki ba omlong ki bala jit paj ba. Ula ong ru ba ka jing jenjar pisa jong ki ADC ka day na ka jingle bakla bar jing syak bamsap hapo hi jong ki. Mereka ni kamut baka Sorkar jela de ban Shimti ka borsen shar jongki uladawa badai bandon ka jing tokit ban lab ikidau ka beshisha. UMLA ula pen mauru ya ka tax settlement agreement 2004 belasoi happening ka Sorkar India ka Sorkar jela bar ka ANVC. Kabla ka daw shai badai ban pen klan ki ADC da ka rukam ai pesa ka bakhuj bada ka jing pen mi no ka State Finance Commission ban penyat hok ya ka jing pen pai ka jena happening ka Sorkar jela bar ki ADC. Unong yalam liang persya Dr. Mukul Sangma ula kershani ka ni ka jing ekran bad ula ong ba ka Sorkar jela kam dei ban shimrai marwei na mar ka ni ka di ka bor jong ka sik schedule. Haba jubab usembut menteri rangba obdeiru menteri katuna District Council Affairs DCA ba Preston tensong lo ong ba ka Sorkar kam dan jing temu ban penher bor ne ban tuklar ya ka bor jong ki ADC ula kedau ba ka jing penna ban era pisa kalong tangkum kalenti ban pensuk shipor ha ka jing e ba ki ADC ki mat menta. Uba Preston ula pentip ru bala thau ya ki komiti ha ka kerdan jela ba district ban ya selong bat ki pat ba lem ki ADC bat ban ai jingmut kumno ban penne e ka roi ka par pisa ha ki ni ki thau sensyar. Ula pentip ba ka jinglut jing ki ADC ha ka Tulop ki nongtrei ka khampalat shibun ya ka pisa ka ba ki yo dalati kum taladon ka jinglu pisa ka bejur. Ula kular ba ka Sorkar kan saplat nyo madori ka bha kha jna jong ki ADC bar ula ongru ba ka ni ka jingerap kammut ba ka Sorkar ka Shimti no purai ka bor sensyar jong ki council.
Chairman, I would like to thank the Honourable Speaker for allowing me to raise this short duration discussion. So, it is rather shocking to see the sudden change of heart in the leadership of the MDA government. When the government announced that it will begin to pay the salaries of the ADC's employees from November 2025. So, for the benefit of this August House, I would like to remind that the Deputy Chief Minister of the state had on the 22nd December 2020 stated that the state government is not duty-bound to bail district councils out of their financial mess as they come under the purview of the 6th schedule. He further stated that ADCs have their own sources of revenue. He also informed that the state government is only looking for ways and means to clear the outstanding share of taxes to the ADCs. This stand has been reiterated by the Honourable Chief Minister on the 7th August 2025 when he said that it is not the duty of the government to pay salaries for the employees of the ADCs. So now everyone is caught by surprise to see the announcement of the state government to take over the payment of salary of the employees of the ADCs. It has triggered a serious debate and discussion among the people. The people are anxious to know what is the motive behind this move. When one looks on the face of it, one may consider it as a right step to help the employees. It won't be wrong to see it as an act of kindness to share the burden of the ADCs. However, sir, what we are going to discuss today is a pointer towards a bigger issue. So it is quite laughable that the government, which was not willing to release the share of the KHADC and which had manipulated to deprive the rights of MDCs representing urban constituencies. The government who had just recently said that it is not the duty of the government to help the ADCs when it comes to the problem of the employees in the Garo Hills Autonomous District Council. It is also very interesting to note that the state government is not keen all along to intervene the problem faced by the employees of the GHADC, Garo Hills Autonomous District Council, even after the completion of 44 months. So, moreover, the state government has not shown any interest to solve the problem faced by the urban constituencies of district councils. Perhaps because these constituencies are not represented by MDCs belonging to the MDA's partner. These MDCs are deprived of schemes which are always entitled as fellow MDCs on the pretext that their areas fall under the municipality. So, this is due to the failure of the state government to take up the matter with the government of India and the ministry concerned that many villages, though they fall under the administration of the municipal, yet they form part of the district council or the tribal areas. It is understood, sir, that once the ministry is seized of the matter, there will be no more scope for the state government to manipulate the funds which are meant for the district council. Sir, does it not sound funny that MDC schemes which are supposed to be implemented by the elected body is now being implemented by the municipal, or in other words, sir, the schemes which are supposed to be implemented by elected body are now being implemented by body which is not elected. So, another point that I would like to raise is that Meghalaya, as we all know, is a cash-strapped and debt-ridden state. And the government is struggling financially to manage the affairs of the state. As it is, Meghalaya's debt to gross state domestic product is still among the Indian state with the highest debt to GSDP ratio. And Meghalaya has a significantly higher debt burden compared to the national average and some other northeastern states. So, it is a matter of fact that ADCs are constitutional bodies that have been mandated with the duties and responsibilities to carry out the day-to-day administration of the councils. So the question here is under which provision of the 6th schedule that the state government decided to pay the salaries for the employees of the ADCs. We are made to understand that the payment of salaries to the employees is not going to be a one-time scheme. Therefore, we need to know from the government the source of funds and the head of accounts that the government is going to operate. So I would like to refer to the text agreement signed among the government of India, the state government, and the ANBC. According to the text agreement, sir, there are 2 points that I would like to share in this August House and make a mention in my submission, sir. As per the point 7.2, it was agreed that, I quote, an effective procedure to release funds coming from both state and the central government to the council will be put in place to ensure their utilization for the intended purpose without diversion or delay. A mechanism should be evolved jointly through mutual consultation between state government and the council, unquote. Another point, sir, 7.7, further emphasize that an independent body like the State Finance Commission will be constituted to recommend establishing a proper basis for fund allocations and sharing of tax proceeds between the state government and the autonomous council administration. The government of India and the government of Meghalaya will initiate steps for necessary modification in the constitutional and other relevant legislative, procedural, regulatory regime. So it implies that once the State Finance Commission comes into operation, the state government will not be in a position to control or deny the ADCs from availing the funds uninterrupted. Perhaps another reason which led the state government to take this decision because they are aware that huge amount of funds would flow to the council, sir. So therefore, in view of what I've said, I would like to request the state government to increase the budget allocation for ADCs if at all they are really serious with the problem of the district council, sir, and allow them to function independently without too much of interference from the state government. The government should also release immediately the share of the KHADC. And why should the government, for that matter, bothers about the success or the failure of the district council? It is a known fact that the failure of these ADCs is because of their own doings and corruption. Therefore, if the government is truly concerned about the well-being of the councils, the state government should not hesitate to initiate an inquiry to find out the real cause that brings ADCs into the present situation. And let the government stay away from the day-to-day administration of the ADCs. So I hope I've been able to send across a very clear message to the government. Though I don't want to explicitly mention the hidden agenda of the government as far as this issue is concerned. I leave it to the wisdom of the people to judge and see the ill motive intention of the government as far as this issue is concerned. With this few words, sir, thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir. And I would like to thank Honorable Member Bab Ardent for having tabled this very important matter for discussion under the relevant rules of procedure and conduct of business, to have a short discussion on this very crucial issue. In fact, we are confronted by this challenge, and therefore there is a need to have a clarity about any step that the government may decide to take in order to mitigate the challenges that is confronting the state. And this is all before us. It is definitely confusing only because of the fact that the statement coming from the government authorities and at the level of Chief Minister himself is contradictory. It somehow appears as though the announcement that the government will assume upon itself the whole responsibility of paying the salaries of the employees of the ADCs was somehow an offshoot of some kind of lack of clarity to really align the charted path ahead in sync with the whole spirit and principle of the sixth schedule of the Constitution of India. Mr. Speaker, sir, I want to be just brief. We have this para 13 under the sixth schedule of the Constitution of India, which is self-explanatory again. The onus of responsibility of understanding the needs of the ADCs. And based on that, how this whole integration of effort, collective effort, to do justice to all the delegations of responsibility to ADCs, as per the mandate of the Constitution, read 6 schedule of the Constitution of India, can be given fruition in the right earnest, with the sole intention of further strengthening the ADCs. Now, Mr. Speaker, sir, we are all somehow or other, directly or indirectly, connected with the historic occasion when we put our hands to the agreement, which the honorable mover of this short duration discussion has just referred to. The tax settlement agreement, tripartite agreement involving Government of India, the state government, and the then NBC. This tax settlement agreement was an offshoot of a collective, exhaustive discussion by all the political parties at that point of time. And in fact, this whole thing was deliberately discussed upon in this August House in order to ensure that we are on the same page, to ensure unanimity in our approach, because we were embarking upon something new with that commitment to fulfill that intent which is scripted and formatted in the tax settlement agreement. I was there, a witness, on the 24th of September 2014 when this was signed, in the presence of the then Union Minister, Mr. Rajnath Singh ji. And subsequent to that, we have that huge program which was witnessed by the people of the state, where we have the disbanding of the then banned outfit. But here, look at the intent. Intent is to strengthen and further delegate powers and responsibility in sync with this agreement. Agreement signed by sovereign government. That means we have committed. That means we have promised. Any attempt to make a U-turn from this agreement is a betrayal. Government cannot be seen and perceived by the citizens across the state and across the nation as betrayers, because it will have its own ramification in the future. Therefore, the spirit which guided us, the intent, the honest intent which guided us, is reflective of our commitment to strengthen the ADCs. Whereas the stand of the incumbent government, the present government, is contrary to that intent. Meaning, rather than the intent revolving around the need to further strengthen by giving effect to these agreements, dilution of the power. That is something which draws our serious concern, Mr. Speaker, sir, because there has been time when certain subjects which were vested with ADCs were already taken away. The power, as per the mandate of the 6th schedule of the Constitution of India, to administer the primary education has already been taken over by the state. Reason? The reason was that, okay, district council ADCs were not being able to pay the salary to the teachers on regular basis. Whereas, on the contrary, today, what agreement we have entered into is to see that when we are confronted by similar kind of challenges, we do not have to have any such situation where we should grapple around to find answers. The answer is already there. And relevant provisions of the Constitution, I would not like to go into details because I have also tabled a resolution to that regard. But then government is responsible to go through all the available spaces of the constitutional provision and also look at the pending responsibility of giving effect to the intent of the tax settlement agreement and see that how these responsibilities can be fulfilled by somehow seeing that we stay glued and honest to the intent of what has been collectively agreed upon in the tax settlement agreement. In fact, it was a very arduous job to have this tax settlement agreed upon. I would like to only mention here which should guide the government of the day to remind ourselves that rather than weakening the ADCs, the intent is to strengthen the ADCs. Here in the para 2.1 of this tax settlement agreement, what does it say? Additional subjects mentioned below will be transferred to the Council under para 6.2 of the 6th schedule of the Constitution. Minor works in PWD, minor works in PhD, PhD, minor projects in animal husbandry and veterinary, minor projects in agriculture, minor projects in weaving and sericulture, minor projects in handloom and textiles, minor projects in minor irrigation, minor projects in fisheries, in tourism and forest, art and culture, and registration of birth and death, rural and urban subjects. Mr. Speaker, sir, I think the tax settlement is available with all of us, and I think the intent which was reflected in the tax settlement agreement is self-explanatory. Therefore, I think I am sure that good sense will prevail in the means amongst all of us, and the government will look at this very huge responsibility of giving effect to this intent and see that the government stand very clear on its whatever steps or measures the government is trying to take. And there is a need to also have transparency in their thoughts, because if there was some reason to arrive at that kind of decision, it must have been born out of discussion, deliberation, exhaustive exercise, but that was missing. So it was a one-sided unilateral decision which is contrary to the intent, and we should all stand together to ensure that the provision of the 6th schedule is further implemented in letter and spirit, and see that ADCs do get further strengthened and further empowered and are not made to remain as orphans under the present circumstances. Let a clear message be passed on by the government so that there will be enough reason for people to restore faith and confidence in our approach to dealing with this very important mandate of the Constitution, which has been given for the purpose of ensuring protection of our people's identity, culture, vibrant way of life, and many other aspects of the tribals. In fact, we are fortunate that our framers of the Constitution made it possible to have this particular provision in the Constitution of India, and we must see how we can further strengthen these provisions and do justice to the aspirations of our people in general. With these few words, Mr. Speaker, sir, I have every reason to believe that the government of the day will take cognizance of this whole responsibility and shall remain committed to our whatever commitment we have given through this tax settlement agreement which was signed involving Government of India, state government, and the party who were made to sign on behalf of the aspirations of the people. With these few words, Mr. Speaker, sir, I hope, because many other aspects have been very well articulated by the mover of this short duration discussion, and hope the positive response to that effect shall be coming forth from the government.
Mr. Speaker, sir, At the outset, I'm so thankful to the honorable member who is also the mover of this short duration discussion motion, Bab Ardent who brought this discussion today and also participated by the Honorable LO, Sri Dr. Mukul Sangma, and both of them has already highlighted few concerns about the recent announcement and also ultimately the decision taken by the cabinet as far as bailing out the challenges made by the three autonomous district council in our state. Sir, let me start with by saying and clarifying here to all the members of this august house that the government of the day does not at all have any intention of encroaching, infringing the authority, the constitutional mandate made by the Constitution of India itself to the functioning of these three autonomous district council. Though when the cabinet decided that committee from the state level as well as subcommittee in the district level will be constituted, which the process has been already in place, both state and this subcommittee. I think I would like to read out even the terms of reference of this committee itself so that we understand the intention of the government. Sir, the terms of reference of this committee shall be as follows: to engage with the three district council to seek their consent, their views, whether to accept the offer of state government or not. Number two, to ensure long-time financial stability. Long-time financial stability by way of prudent financial management and initiate reforms. Interline recruitment policy, service matters and procurement policies as topmost agenda in the process of reformation. And the last one is to discuss with all the three district council on the appointment of the senior IAS or MCS officers in all these three respective district councils. So this terms of reference itself, sir, speaks that there is no hidden agenda at all, as did mention by the Honorable MLA from Nongtrei, who says that it seems the present government trying to maybe to encroach or maybe to have some kind of indirect control from the government to all the district councils. That is not true at all. So let me tell you one thing. I personally feel this is the government, in fact, who dare to declare, to offer such bailing out packages under the leadership of Honorable Chief Minister. No other government did so far. This is the only government who did take a very, very serious note on this, in spite of the fact that we have, of course, financial constraints are there. But looking at the state of affairs of the employees of the district council, so ultimately the government has to step in. When we step in, it doesn't mean that we take over the power of the district council. Stepping in means, let us go and discuss. Let us have an open discussion. Because I've seen these days, there were so many reactions from different quarters. Of course, they should. We welcome that. It is good. Sir, it is good. It's very healthy trend. The response is very good. I think just yesterday or day before, I think yesterday the Honorable Chief Minister has received quite a number of, letters seeking clarification in what is the model, what is the nitty-gritty of these packages or this decision taken by the government to bail out the 3 district councils. Sir, as far as the bailing out is concerned, let me just tell you, as of today, I can't say anything. Government cannot say anything because we already constituted this committee, both state and also in the district level. And this committee will submit a report within 45 days' time. And we will see, because these subcommittees will have to meet all the stakeholders, not only the district council alone, all the stakeholders, and thereafter they will submit the report, their recommendation to the state committee, and thereafter the state committee will again submit it to the state government. Sir, I just wanted to mention here the rough calculation we made that the revenue and also the expenditure of each district council annually, how they faced. Because this is on the basis of the share, be it from major mineral, minor mineral, be it from forest, and be it from the transport. See, like in the Garu Hills, Jainti Hills Autonomous Council, the yearly revenue generated is about 68.98 crores from major, minor, and then transport. 68.98 crores, whereas the deficit only in the component of salary, they need to spend 102 crores. So if you go to Garu Hills, again, the average of revenue is 14.15 crores, whereas they spend on salary alone is about 69 crores. 84 crores. And the deficit is 69 crores. And this is happening every year. And this problem is not only started in 2018, 2019. No, it keeps accumulating. So in Khasi Hills, Khas Hills Autonomous District Council, the average revenue is 46.11 crores, whereas the expenditure only in salary is 72 crores, and the deficit is about 25.9 crores annually. Seeing this trend, when we had a meeting in the cabinet, when the government take note of all this inherited problem that we have, irrespective of who's government or who's not government, who's there, who's not there, but the trend shows and proves that state government has to have some kind of bailing out. When we say that, it doesn't mean that every year or every month that we have to pay the salary till the end, but we would like to have some kind of bailing out packages. This is the intention of the government, sir. Because see, when you talk about the honorable mover, when he did mention about maybe the government does not want to release the share of the KHDC. Let me just explain to him. Recently, the CM of KHDC met me, and then now we are processing for releasing of those dues. The shares which is due to them is about maybe 60 or 70 crores, and then now the calculation is still on, and very soon we are going to release. Then for other district councils too, we have done it. So therefore, sir, I would like to clarify this way. Let us not have any sleepless night on this issue, please. We should not. Because as I said to you, let us wait. Let the report come. I think even the members of this House, we have equal responsibility, equal concern about the trend that we've seen, that the district council is going from year to year. A slight reform has been made. I was so thankful to the Honorable Chief Minister. When he called a meeting, we discussed about what is the easiest way to make sure that government and district council are closely coordinated among themselves. So the government decided this time to make sure that DCA is the only nodal department. Previous years, what happened? This council, they have to run to forest department by themselves directly. They have to run to mining and geology for their shares directly, because DCA does not have any say to this. Or they have to run to forest department. But the reform is now in place. Our Chief Minister said, let us simplify things. And we did. Notification has come out. And now we said, all the district council, don't worry, you don't have to go to any other department. Just come to DCA, and DCA will monitor and will make sure that this department will sit down across the table along with the concerned district council. That is also a major reform from the government side, sir. That's why I'm saying we are serious about this. We are really serious about it. See, 44 months, and then 8 months, 10 months, non-receipt of salary, I think it is not a joke at all. And sir, again, I just wanted to remind the members of this August House. There were so many crisis challenges that we made, like we faced like this. Be it if you talk in terms of the so-called private schools, what government did? Ultimately, we have to increase the lump sum grant. We have to bail them out. Be it in the sector of education, or be it in this public sector, like public undertaking sector. You talk of MCCL. You talk of MIDC, you talk of corporations. We are bailing out. We are doing that. But what I'm trying to explain here is about the District Council. Yes, the District Council has its own identity out of the Constitution of India. We knew it and we understand that. And the question of where is the provision for paying the salary, as I said to you, if we have the understanding, why not? And number two, if the salary of the primary teachers, because the subject of primary school teachers falls under the 6th schedule, para 3, para 6 says very clearly, this subject belongs to this council. Let me tell you one thing, government will be very happy if this council take back. But do you think they will do that? Can they? It will be bloodshed. Those years, what happened, sir? The teachers, they call it in students' field, they had a meeting. They did what they call it, satyagraha. Some teachers they threatened even to burn themselves if the state government does not take over the running of the primary school. See what happened? So ultimately, the state government has to take over. Has to take over. But I'm not saying that by paying the salary or billing out, these challenges made by the district councils in the state that we wanted to take over. No, sir, not at all. Sir, again with the issue of this tax settlement agreement. Again, tax settlement agreement is also part of the proposed amendment. It is not fully complied by only saying state government and the council can sign the agreement. No. It is also part of the constitutional obligation that ultimately the state government, the district council has to propose the amendment of the present form of the 6th schedule. And right now this proposal is with the government of India. And we call it 125th amendment. So all those issues has also been taken into consideration as far as the text agreement is concerned, as mentioned by the Honorable LO. So, sir, as far as this issue of urban MDC's scheme, I would like to inform this August House that on the 20th May 2025, I convened a meeting with the MDCs of the District Council, Jaintia and Khasi, who falls under the urban area. We were discussing about the implementation of 15 Finance Commission scheme. And the decision taken over there, sir, we suggested that the municipal board shall continue the implement of the scheme. Why they have to implement the scheme? It is because of these issues, sir. Because this fund, the election, the Finance 15 Commission, the 15 Finance Commission, they allocated the fund through the urban affairs, which is to be implemented by the municipal board. It is the policy from the government of India. So that day we discussed, ultimately we reached to a conclusion that since this is a policy matter of the government of India, Okay, but the municipal board, Shillong Municipal Board, will consult, will sit down with all the MDCs falling under the urban areas for any scheme proposal. That was the decision we taken on the 20th May 2025, along with the members of the honorable MDCs from urban areas, Jantia as well as Khasi Hills Autonomous District Council. But however, sir, I am sure because now the 15th Finance Commission is ended, and I don't know when the 16th Finance Commission were here in Shillong, visited Shillong, they already called all the concerned district council about the challenges they had, even from the state government. We have already presented this issue to the 16th Finance Commission, that if possible to come out with a mechanism which is simple, because till today I'm telling you, all this 15th Finance Commission has to come via the Ministry of Panchayati Raj. Here we don't have Panchayati Raj. So these are the issues where we have the problem. But of course, during the visit of the 16th Finance Commission, all these issues has been flagged off. And I'm sure we'll be able to get a very good response from the 16th Finance Commission. Maybe the recommendation will be in our favor to resolve these challenges that we had during these last 5 years. So, sir, I think as per the clarification that I made here, though maybe I'm missing out something, maybe I'm missing out the points raised by the all members, especially Bab Ardent or honorable mover of this short duration discussion. But I assure the honorable members, I assure the mover, I assure the honorable LO and the members of this house that once again, we have no intention at all to take over this council or to encroach the authority of this council. Rather, I should say, from the government side, we would like to strengthen further so that the 3 district council can further give their duties and do their best service to the state of the Bangladesh. So with this clarification, sir, I would like to resume my seat.
Bab Ardent Ambassador, you may seek one clarification, please.
So I would like to thank the Honorable Deputy Chief Minister for the clarification and assurances, and I hope that the government will live up to the commitment made in this August House. However, I just have one clarification that I need to ask from the Honorable Minister, and that is, as far as my knowledge goes, the schemes to the district council comes via the Ministry of Panchayat. So you said in your reply that when it comes to the urban constituencies, it comes from the urban department. So may I get a clarification where there is a separate sanction of scheme for the district council, for the rural and the urban areas?
Sir, in fact, the recommendation made by the 15th Finance Commission is, they said the traditional bodies, but they did not mention anything about whether urban or rural. So as far as rural is concerned, it goes through the Panchayati Raj. Because here we have CNRD department, it goes through Panchayati Raj. Whereas the schemes which comes in the urban area, it goes through the Ministry of Urban Affairs.
Clarification, sir. Am I made to believe that in that case, the urban constituencies are not getting schemes, are not entitled for the schemes. If it doesn't come separately through the Panchayati Raj, the rural and the urban ministry.
Yes, yes, sir. Because it is not specifically mentioned about it. It's only about, because see, I think government of India does not know much about MDC we have also in urban area. So I think that must be because see, when Finance Commission, 15th Finance Commission made a recommendation, never mentioned about rural or urban. It's only the local bodies. So on the basis of that, confusion happened. So when time goes on, while implementing the recommendation of the 15th Finance Commission, what happened was ultimately we found out that partly the scheme falls under urban and maximum goes to the rural area. With the rural area, we resolve the issue, whereas with urban, because this one comes from Assessio Urban and Housing Urban Ministry, so we have the challenges. But in spite of that, as I have already mentioned, 20th May 2025, when the MDCs came and met me, I called a meeting along with the department, be it urban and then DCA and myself. We had a meeting, and ultimately we took a decision that all the municipal boards should consult, should have a meeting with the concerned urban MDCs, whoever falls under the urban areas.
Would like to seek from the Honorable Deputy CM. In fact, Honorable Deputy CM was also member of the cabinet at the time. When we received that letter from MHA suggesting that the election for district council be delayed because the government of India was already contemplating to amend the necessary provisions of the 6th schedule of the constitution to give effect to the tax settlement agreement. That letter was there. And based on that, in fact, the government then also extended the district council, rather postponed the election for district council. Therefore, whether the government is pursuing the government of India in order to ensure that they do their fulfillment of this responsibility to give effect to these various provisions of the tax settlement agreement, whether government is pursuing aggressively.
Yes, sir. From the government side, I think our Honorable CM recently had a meeting with the Honorable Home Minister, Government of India, and not only that, the government, state government, pursuing very regularly about the amendment, the 125th amendment, which relates directly to the 6th schedule of the Constitution of India. We do that, sir.
Hello, Meghalaya turns
1 year ago, a small idea sparked a dream, which materialized in the form of a screen. An OTT platform to tell stories from the heart of Meghalaya to the world. With over 3.8 lakh downloads and over 1.1 crore views. From indie creators to first-time filmmakers, Hello Meghalaya gave voices a home, a stage and a spotlight. And you, the viewers, made it all possible. 1 year down, 1,000 stories to go. Here's to more laughter, more culture, more Meghalaya.
We love Hello, Meghalaya.